Nation fans and K.L.P Worldwide fans, welcome to another exciting video here at K.L.P Entertainment. We're live from Swanky Studios, of course. We've got a K.L.P exclusive for you guys here today. Now, this is not only a exclusive for you guys, this is a video that had not been done and it just haven't been done. So, of course, this is the first ever car review, of course. Here is the K.L.P exclusive. We will be reviewing and talking about this new car, of course. It is a 2019 Nissan Altima SR. So this car, I had the pleasure to drive this car for about 2 weeks, and this is a car that I would really recommend to people out there. It's very economically friendly. It is not so expensive, but it kind of is expensive, so you would need a job for this kind of toy. This toy has been a pleasure to drive. I'm still driving on it now, of course. More stories about that later, but I'm driving the car now, and I'm going to give you the specs and all the intel about this car. I'm going to give you all of it. Now, this car is amazing. It's a beautiful baby blue type color with a black interior. This car is just sexy for the modern day 2019 modern day people that really want to invest their time and money for this kind of car. I really do recommend it. So take a look at the review of the Nissan Altima SR. Fans, we're in the 2019 Nissan Altima SR. Of course, I want to do this again. I'm going to give you a little specs about the vehicle, and of course I'll get some reviews, and I'll show you guys the externals. Of course, to get things started, you push your foot on the brake and it turns on. It boots up everything. It boots up a lot of stuff. It boots up, of course, not only the car, it boots up the radios, boots up the AC. And of course, boots up, buckle up for safety. That's always the key. One thing I noticed when driving this car so far, this car is very smooth. It's very smooth. Of course, you've got your backwards camera, which I'll get footage of that for you guys. So, just, you know, you just smooth out of here. The backward camera is a nice feature, so that way you don't have to adjust and you don't have to look over your shoulders. It is recommended on it though that you guys displays the check your surroundings. again, this car is very smooth. For it to be a 2019, that's the new edition, it's very smooth. The AC, with the AC, it is, it cuts on and it gets the car cool very quickly. There are still some buttons on here that I'm not really familiar with, for sure. But this thing is very smooth. It goes really fast. So, like I mentioned, y'all, the AC, it gets going. It's really amazing that AC is really get going. A little key features about the vehicle, of course, the Nissan Altima, as far as the display model on the display, your speedometer, your gas mileage gauge, everything's bright. You'll see it clear as day during the daytime, but when it's at nighttime, and I'll give you guys a little short clip of that, at nighttime it's really bright, which I actually do like that feature. In my car, my personal car, my display is bright. That way on the side you can adjust that brightness to your liking. Of course, some people don't like it too bright in their face. It makes them hard to concentrate at night to drive. But I like it nice and bright because I can see everything. I can see if I need an oil change. I can see when I got my signal on. Another key feature about the signal here, real quick, is on the side here, it has a little light bulb on each side letting you know that there's a car nearby. So that way when you're switching lanes, let's say on a highway, if that light is blinking, it indicates that there's a car right beside you and you can't pass. Another good feature. Just like now, I just turned and now I just had that signal that there's a car near me. So it's a good indicator. That's the future, to let people know about safe driving. Safe driving is always a good thing. You always want to be aware of who's right beside you. You don't want to be too far. You don't want to be too close to people. You want to be just the amount of distance between people when you're trying to switch lanes. Another key feature about the car is the display. That's one of the key features I actually do love. Is that display. You get like a little, I don't know if this is LED or LCD, but it's a nice touch screen. I noticed that the other day is touch screen. This thing, you can touch it, you can adjust your radio, you can make phone calls on it. I don't have my personal phone connected to the car for the hints of this video, but you can make voice call, and it is voice activated. I don't know what system they use. I know on my personal car, my beautiful Ford, I have what's called Sync. I don't know what device it's on in this car, but you can do voice control, which is another key feature. Most modern economical future cars, let's say 2012 on to 19, they do a lot of the voice. Yeah, so like I mentioned, Lucas Nation fans, this car is very, very, very smooth with that all-wheel drive for you. Again, that detection there lets you know that there's that big truck. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it let me know that that truck was in the view there. So, very key features about it. Of course, the music speakers in the car are very well developed. That's to expected to a 2019. Most cars, they don't really have up-and-depth speakers. Some speakers in older cars, they may seem a little blown out. Not with this car though. With the expected of this car has that speaker in-depth sound to it. This car is very quiet. Trying to, in comparison to a lot of people who have the older cars, their cars are loud. I don't get how people like their cars to be loud. I like the cars to be nice and soft and quiet. In comparison with my vehicle, my beautiful Ford, my Ford is quiet. I like cars that are soundproof, that is very quiet. A lot of muscle cars are a little bit louder. Some people like it. I don't. I prefer my own thing, for sure. Another key feature about the car is the gas mileage. You can fill this gas up. It takes normal gas. So if you go to the pump 87, the regular gas is not unleaded It is unleaded gas that it takes, so it's about $30 to really fill her up. $30 to $35 depending on the gas. I know gas can be a little bit higher some days, but it takes no more gas. It's really, really good on gas, and that's to be expected about a Nissan. If you want to find a Nissan, I think Nissans are really good in gas. The Hondas are really, really good in gas. And believe it or not, people talk crap about us Ford people, but Ford, depending on the Ford is actually pretty good on gas. So with this car, it's to be expected that Nissan is good quality in depth with gas. I filled this thing up at a quarter, 3/4 of a tank, and this was my day 4, I think, driving the car, and I am just now tapping into a half gallon of gas. So to really explain it out to you guys, the gas is really, really good on this machine. It's amazing. One key feature about the car that I like for sure is the steering wheel. The steering wheel is not so big. Most cars, to compare, I would say most cars like Ram or GMC, their steering wheels are huge. Like, they're just huge. With this car, it's nice. It's a nice size, and it's leather stitching in it to make it feel like kind of a sporty car where you can have a good grip on it. That's one thing I like about it. And when I'm doing this number here, I can really feel the comfort in the steering wheel. It's nice. It's a nice size, and it's nice stitching, so it's a good grip you got on here. With this kind of car, not only that it being a 2019, I really wouldn't encourage drivers, if you have this current car, to have a cover, steering wheel cover for this specific kind of car, simply because it doesn't need it. It's just as nice that all black leather interior, not only for it being a 2019, but it's a good quality steering wheel. So with the steering wheel, I really wouldn't recommend you guys going out and getting a steering wheel cover for the looks of the car, because this is just it. Now, granted, I don't know if you guys ever seen my personal car. My car does have a steering wheel cover. Ford's steering wheels don't look that great. I'll come out and say that. I love my car, but Ford steering wheels don't look that great. It just looks kind of like basic. So that's why I had to get my steering wheel custom made to my liking, so it feels very comfortable. But with this Nissan Altima SR, with the steering wheel, you don't need one, because this is just as fine. It's that stitching that makes it look great, that tighty stitching, and it just feels comfortable. It feels very, very comfortable to ride for sure in this type of vehicle. Always got to be sure that you look both ways. And I'm going to show you real quick. Alrighty, so Lucas Nation fans, of course, I just eased up on the brake. I just wanted to explain how these brakes work, because it was just, the brakes are very smooth. Not many cars have smooth brakes. It's either that you need to get your brake pads fixed. In comparison to okay, my personal car does have smooth brakes. You want to have smooth brakes in your car. They have to be nice and easy to do. Oh, that's that woman almost down. Did she not see that the light is red? She almost ran that red light. Like I was saying, again, you have to make sure your brakes are smooth. With this brakes, they're very, very smooth. You can ease access to the brakes, and if you have to make an emergency stop, you just do it. Now, that's one thing I've noticed about the car. It doesn't have like an emergency brake on the car. I don't know if that's a good thing in particular, because maybe you want to park your car on a hill, or maybe you need to park this car in a different area and you just can't because it doesn't have an emergency brake. So I don't know if it's a way to do that here on this 2019, but normally the emergency brakes will be in the middle console here, and you just pull it up whenever you need that emergency brakes. That's always a good precautionary for sure, just in case if you have to slam on brakes and your slamming on brakes didn't work, use that emergency brake to really break it up. So it's a good thing. Alrighty, and ladies and gentlemen, of course, with this Nissan Altima SR, of course it comes with your standard AC, as I mentioned earlier. Of course, you have your front facing AC, your foot AC, and your defrosters, as many cars here. Within the car, which I'll show you footage of course, along with the interior, it does have a bit of stitching of an orange stitching within it with this all black interior. Now, as you guys see it, you'll see mostly the seat covers, the throttle, the steering wheel, and the doors. They both have orange stitching to them, which is really, really nice. It's really amazing for the design look. Of course, the outside is like a baby darker blue, but the inside is the all black with that orange interior. I'm surprised they didn't go with a blue interior, since the external of the car is blue. The interior is not. The stitching is orange, like a bright orange, so I'm surprised they didn't go for a blue tone for the indoor, but it does work out really well for this car. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you got your airbags and your caution light button on there, so we all know every car has that kind of thing, so it's just very, very standard with this model. Alrighty, Lucas Nation fans, K.L.P Worldwide. Now I am in the back seat. Of course, I had to sit in the back seat so I can kind of compare many back seats. I do see with my eye view, of course, with this Nissan Altima SR 2019, this back seat is plenty comfortable. I actually, when I'm driving the car, my seat is way up because I'm a short guy, but there's plenty of room back here. I feel nice and comfortable back here. Most Nissans that they have out there, their Nissan's back seat are not that comfortable. It feels squashed and squished up with one another, but with this, you have good quality space in this car for it to be a luxury type, modern luxury sedan. Me feeling very nice. The seats are very nice and comfortable. They're not as hot. I don't know if these seats get really hot when they're sitting in sunlight, but I'm sitting in the back seat and it's really, really nice. It's not as hot. Of course, in the back seat, you know, you got your little cup holder here, and you have your chargers. You do have your chargers here on the console, on the back of the mainframe console here, so you can plug it up. And they looks like they have a USB-C and a USB connectivity, so if your phone is dead back here, you can easily plug it up. I believe, yes, it does run within the car battery, so that's a nice touch to the car. Of course, you got a cup holder on the side of the door. I really do like how the way this frame of the door looks. It looks very nice and sleek for y'all. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 Nissan Altima SR. Of course, I've had a pleasure to drive this car, and I want to give a special shout out and a special thanks to Nissan for letting me review this car for the channel. Of course, I hope to have many more cars to kind of drive for a couple of weeks and really test out the type of skill of the cars. But this has been a very fun thing to do, and I really do hope you guys enjoy the review. Hopefully you guys, maybe you want to go out and invest and buy this car or rent it or buy it or lease it or finance it. Whatever you want to do, I really recommend it. I really recommend this car for business people who is on the road constantly. I know with me being CEO of K.L.P Entertainment and managing a property management company, I have to be on the go a lot. On top of that, being a student at school. So this car is really made to be built on the road if you have to travel a lot. For sure, if you're traveling a lot, you're doing your thing, I really, really recommend it, for sure, of course. So again, stay tuned for the channel of K.L.P Entertainment. We've got many more videos to come out. Thank you guys for letting me do this review. Thank you, special thanks to Nissan for letting me do this review. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Stay swanky.